Why do we spend so much of our lives trying to win? In arguments, win approval, win success, yet still feel empty inside. Have you ever won something, only to find that it didn't actually bring you peace? It'd be that everything we've been taught about success, about winning and losing, has led us away from true fulfillment. Welcome back to the channel, a space where we explore the deep truths that guide authentic living and spiritual awakening. If this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and turn on the notification bell because today we are about to uncover one of the greatest illusions of modern life. The illusion that life is a competition. From childhood, we're conditioned to believe that our value is tied to how much we can achieve, outperform, or impress. You're told to strive harder, be better, and never settle. We chase grades, trophies, promotions, and likes, believing each one will finally validate our existence. But let's pause and ask, where does this road lead? For many, it leads to burnout, disconnection, an endless treadmill of doing more, having more, proving more, while our inner world feels more hollow than ever. The truth is, the obsession with winning is not about growth, it's about fear. Fear of not being enough, fear of being forgotten, fear of death. A true life fulfillment does not arise from conquest, it arises from connection. Let me share a story. There was once a Zen master named Ryutan. One evening, a young student came to him, bursting with excitement. "Master," he said, "I have mastered the sutras, I've debated with the greatest scholars, even converted several kings. I think I'm ready to be recognized." Ryutan said nothing. He simply poured tea into the student's cup and kept pouring until the tea overflowed onto the table. "Master," the student shouted, "the cup is full." Ryutan smiled and said, "So is your mind. Until you empty it, there's no room for wisdom." This is the essence of real accomplishment, not filling yourself with victory, but emptying yourself of the need to win. True masters are not those who win arguments, but those who no longer need to argue. True peace is not found at the top of the mountain, but in learning to love the climb. This is not to say that ambition is bad, growth is beautiful, excellence is inspiring, but the obsession with being better than others, at the cost of your own peace, is spiritual poverty. Let's bring in a powerful teaching from the Bhagavad Gita. You have the right to your actions, but not to the fruits. In other words, your fulfillment comes from your devotion to the process, not from winning. The ancient sages knew this. That's why they often walked away from courts, palaces, and prizes, not because they hated achievement, but because they saw through the illusion. Let's look at the world around us. Social media is a stage for constant comparison. Is more successful, is more beautiful, is more enlightened. But comparison is the killer of joy. Every moment you spend trying to outdo someone else, you lose a piece of your own soul. Because you are not here to win against others. You are here to become yourself. Let me tell you about two brothers, Mark and James. Both were talented artists. Mark chose to follow trends, gain followers, and sell work quickly. James chose to work quietly, mastering his craft, sometimes going months without sharing anything. And years later, Mark was burnt out. He had success, but no joy. James was at peace. His work, though less famous, had touched lives deeply. Really won? The answer depends on how you define winning. If winning means applause, Mark won. If winning means fulfillment, James did. And that's the shift we must make from outer victory to inner alignment. Because real success is not about being admired, it's about being authentic. It's about living so honestly, so deeply, that even your failures become part of your art. Here's a practice I want to invite you into. Next time you're about to argue, ask, do I want to be right, or do I want to be free? Next time you feel jealous, ask, what part of me feels unworthy? Next time you succeed, ask, can I enjoy this without needing it to define me? And next time you fail, Ask, what have I learned about myself? These questions are not just mental gains, they are doorways to awakening. Because the opposite of winning is not loss and is surrender. Surrender to the truth that you are already enough, and you are not a score, not a label, not a trophy. You are a living, breathing mystery, soul on a sacred journey, and the purpose of your life is not to be better than others, but to be more fully yourself. Let me leave you with this story. A famous martial artist once challenged a Zen monk to a duel. The monk agreed but said, "Meet me tomorrow at 10." When the martial artist arrived, he found the monk sitting by a river, watching the sunrise past the duel. Finally, the martial artist asked, "Aren't we going to fight?" The monk replied, "I already did, battled my ego all morning. I have no need to fight you." That is mastery. That is the victory that matters. So today, I invite you to redefine what it means to win. Let go of the need to impress. Let go of the need to conquer. Let go of the need to be right. Is peace. Is presence. Is purpose. Because in the end, the only winner that counts is a heart at ease. Have you ever stepped away from the need to prove yourself? Have you ever chosen peace over pride? Share your story in the comments below. And if this teaching moved you, please support our channel and subscribe, like, and share with someone who needs this message. Your life is not a race, so return to the truth of who you really are.